What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. I am back with another money video, and in this one I'm going to be sharing the main account you should be using for your savings to get the most bang for your buck, as well as taking you inside of my savings account just so that you guys can see how much interest I am earning every single month. Alright, so the suspense is not necessary, and as you can see from the title, I am going to be talking about high yield savings accounts. And if you are like me, you probably heard of this before. You have probably heard that they were better than a traditional savings account, but you really don't quite grasp what a high yield savings is, and all of the financial lingo and jargon is just not making sense. And I'll be honest, like, even after I created Money Boss Mama and all of that, I still did not have a pretty good grasp of what a high yield savings was. I just knew that people were saying that it was paying more than a traditional savings and that I should save in it. But basically what a high yield savings is a savings account that pays you more in interest than a traditional savings, and it is going to have what's called an APY, which is an annual percentage yield, and this is the amount of interest that you are going to be earning over 12 months or over a year's span. Now, what does this mean? What's in it for you? Why should you just pack up your account with your local bank and then move it over to some high yield savings because somebody on the internet has told you? But basically, you're going to be earning more money for the money that you are putting in this account. And that is because high yield savings are known to pay you more in interest than any other savings account. And I think that the interest rates are right now like 3.5 or 3.8. It seems like every single week or every other week I'm getting an email from one of my accounts that it says, hey, good news, the rates are going up, which means that even though inflation is whooping our butts right now and everything seems to be going up, they're making it more of like an incentive to save your money because these APYs keep increasing, which means that we're able to earn more money on the money that we are putting back. Now, I don't know if you had one like in the beginning of like 2020 when all the craziness broke out, but the high yield was not yielding for a while. Like it was giving traditional savings because I wasn't really earning much, or no one was really earning much. But now that the rates have increased, I am seeing a huge benefit in my account in regards to how much I've actually been earning. So let's look at an example really quickly. Okay, so let's say that we have a $5,000 savings balance that we maintain, and the APY is going to stay at like 3%. So that's $5,000 times 0.03. So that means that you will be earning $150 within that year of free money just by saving in this type of account. So let's compare it to a traditional savings to see what the difference would be. I don't know what the rates are with traditional savings, but we're gonna look into Harvest and see if they have the APY available. And it does not. Let's look. Rate chart. Okay, so it looks like the APY is 0.25% on a savings account with Harvest Bank. So if we use that same $5,000 and we times it by that 0.25%, that would mean we would be earning $12.50 on that $5,000 versus the like $150 that we were going to be earning if we saved it into a high yield account. So obviously, as you can see, you will have more money, more bang for your buck. It's more of an incentive to save using a high yield savings. And most high yield savings I found are online, and they don't actually have a physical location, which could be good and could be bad depending on what you need your savings account for. But I find that it's more of an incentive to save and then leave the money alone because you don't have a card attached to it. There's not really an ATM that you can pull up up to and pull the cash from, but you still have access to your cash because obviously you can do a transfer to another bank account. But hopefully if you're saving, then you're not using the money regularly. You're just kind of letting it sit until its purpose is needed. And saying that also, I know that a lot of people will probably say, you know, when it comes to high yield savings, due to inflation, you're losing money. If inflation is da-da-da-da-da, and you're only earning this much in interest, then you're really losing money. And all of that's great, fine, and dandy. But if you are on the saving step, then that means that all you need to be worried about right now is just establishing your savings or your emergency fund, whatever it is that you're trying to do. And then you can get to the investing side with stocks, bonds, and, you know, ETFs and all of that good stuff. So don't get tangled up in the web of personal finance. Just stick to what level you're on right now. Master it, because I'm pretty sure those comments or thoughts are coming when it comes to me talking about just a basic, you know, regular savings account. Yes, you will probably earn more investing this money, but it's still super important to have access to liquid cash should you need it. So build your fund first, and then you can move on to investing, because once you put that money in investing, time is your greatest asset and you want to leave those funds alone. So if something comes up, like your car breaks down, you don't want to be left with nothing in your savings. You need to have a padded savings before you try to go all in with the investments. All right, so now that we have the rundown on what a high yield savings is and how it can earn you more money, there are two things that I want to touch on. And number one is, I know it seems like when something is too good to be true, you're like, what's the catch? What's the cost? But most online high yield savings, and I say online because most of them I find are online, they don't have any monthly fees associated with them. They do not require anything upfront whenever you are opening them. They are free to use, and the way you open them is just like any other account. You just enter in your personal information, you transfer the money over, and you are all good to go. Second thing is compound interest. So compound interest is a game changer when it comes to saving. Now, interest can either be your best friend or your worst enemy, depending on if you are dealing with debt or if you are saving. But in this case, it is going to be your BFF, because compound interest is the amount of interest that you earn on top of your interest. So it's basically interest on interest. So if we are saying that we have $5,000 in our savings, let's say that we earn $20 for that month in interest, which is passive unearned income, we are earning interest on that $20, because that $20 is then going to be rolled into our main balance. So we're going to have $5,020. So for the next month, we will maybe earn $21.50 in interest, because we just earn interest on top of the interest that we already earn, and that just keeps piling on top of each other. And this means that, sis, you are winning because you are earning free money. So let's go into my savings account really quickly. Mine is with Ally. Now you can choose any online high yield savings that you want. You know, check the APY and check whatever the requirements are to open the account if you're good to go. Don't get stuck on which account to open. Just pick an account, whichever one speaks to you, and get to savings. So mine is with Ally because I love the way that I'm able to set up my savings goals. So you have one main account, one balance, but you can split that balance up in that account into buckets or multiple goals. So for an example, you'll see here on the screen, these are my buckets. I have, you know, my core savings, which is the emergency fund, and you'll see I have vacations, car, summer camp, home furniture, things like that I am going to be saving up for. And now this is not going to stay in my account for very long, which is why I wanted to record this video so you guys could see how much you would be earning with a specific balance. So I have about $24,000 in the account now, and APY is about a little over 3%. So let me look and see what I was paid in interest for February. So February, I was paid $65.66. In January, you'll see I was paid $60.47. In December, $50.46. In November, $42.62. So as you can see, I'm basically earning like $50 of free money every single month. Obviously, the amount that you have in your savings is going to correlate to how much you're actually earning in interest. Yes, but still, you could be making dollars versus just making pennies. It's insulting when it comes to how hard you work to put that money in your savings. So you want to maximize it the best way that you can. And I just find that high yield savings allows me to do that. Obviously, whenever I start using this money, yes, the interest is going to go down, but I'm still earning a hell of a lot more than I would at my local bank down the street. All right, so that wraps up this video for you guys. I hope that this helped you to learn more about high yield savings and why you should be using them versus a traditional savings. I will also leave some online high yield savings accounts down in the description box below that you guys can check out if you don't have one already, and I will catch you in the next one.